Before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out to my followers over on Patreon. Lester Wilfred, Nell, Jam Val, Ollie Shell, Earl Patrick, Butch Batista, Cy, Angela Rose, Feline Dela Cruz, Anthony Gomez, Aqueous Gem, Mikey Fortiza, Helen Fitzgerald, Melody Kofi, and Anton Bach. I cannot begin to thank you for all your support, and hopefully I'll continue to make content you'll want to support in the future. Hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher. And for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and it is one that I am super excited about. We're in the midst of honoring our Artist of the Month for May 2020, the one and only Miss Morissette Amon. And I've actually had this sitting in a playlist for a while now, and I'd forgotten about it. But it's Morissette singing Beauty and the Beast. Now, Beauty and the Beast, the animated version, is my all-time favorite movie in the history of life ever in the world. And this song for me is just so iconic. So many people have attempted to do it, some a little bit more successfully than others in my eyes, but like it's just so hard to compete with the original Miss Celine Dion and Mr. Peabo Bryson, because they are two badass vocal legends. But if anybody can stand up to the test, it would be the one and only Miss Morissette Amon. I mean, I guess there are other people who could also stand up to the test too, but we're here to watch Morissette. So now I saw her performing it with two different people, one with Erik Santos and one with one other person. I believe I added both of them to my playlist, but when it came to choosing which one to react to first, I saw here she had the yellow dress on. I'm like, you know what? That's all I need. So I'll probably react to the other one at some point later down the road. But right now we are going to watch Morissette Amon and Erik Santos. I'm not familiar with him, but we're going to be familiar, singing the title track from my all-time favorite movie, Beauty and the Beast. Serve me this Disney princess realness.
As it can be, barely fades, let somebody plays unexpectedly. Just a little change.
Come on, Erik.
Small to say the least.
Baby, I see you. Come on, Ariana. So this was a very good, clean cover. Was it the most mind-blowingly amazing vocal I've heard from her in my life? No. Was it the most mind-blowingly inventive take on covering a song that I've heard in my life? No. But it was a very good, competent cover. Her vocals were fantastic. His vocals were fantastic. I love the timbre of his voice. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I want to dive more into what he has because I just enjoy the sound of his voice. Part of what I kind of have a little reservations about, and it's not so much to do with them as it is the musical production, the musical arrangement of this. Like I said, it's my favorite movie of all time. The original song, especially the version by Celine Dion and Peabo Bryson, it's just, to me, it's so iconic and it's so untouchable. So like, if you're going to sing it, you need to sing it. So when they made a live action remake and I heard that Ariana Grande and John Legend were singing the title track, I was really, really excited. And then I listened to their version of the title track and I was less excited. Not that they did anything bad, I just did not care for the musical arrangement. There was something, I know they were trying to make it, give a new, fresh take on it, and I don't know how much of that was actually Ariana and John and how much of that was just Disney production, music staff, whatever. But I get that they were trying to give it kind of an updated version, like they do with a lot of these classic Disney songs when they're doing these live action remakes. But there was just something about the music, like it had this kind of mid-tempo swinging beat in the background that I didn't care from it. For me, it just kind of distracted from the original tone of the song, and it just felt kind of like, instead of two amazingly powerhouse vocalists slaying a song, it just felt like two good singers singing in a restaurant. Like, it felt that mid-tempo beat they had in the background with the percussion, like it just made it feel like they were lounge singers or they were restaurant singers. And there's nothing wrong with lounge singers. I'm not coming down on any lounge singers. It's just, it took it from, in my mind, this ultimate super classic ballad amazingness to something I can hear anywhere, at any restaurant, any bar and grill, whatever. So, like, when I first heard Ariana and John Legend's version, I didn't care for the musical arrangement of it. The vocals were fine. Vocals were great. So, fast forward to Morissette and Erik singing it. At first, I was a little worried because the musical instrumentation was very much the classic Angela Lansbury, Mrs. Potts version from the animated movie, not from the soundtrack, not the pop version. So I was like, oh goodness, this is going to be interesting, because while that version is beautiful, it's very simplistic. It's suited for a particular kind of singer, a particular kind of vocalist, and I feel like the version that was recorded for the soundtrack, the pop version with Celine and Peabo, that just lends itself more so for singers who are like singers versus, character singing like Mrs. Potts. So when it transitioned into the, more pop ready kind of instrumentation before they started singing, I was like, yes, thank you. And then like I heard the percussion come and I was like, oh, it's gonna be the John Legend, Ariana Grande version. Okay, fine. And then there were a lot of ad-libs and runs and whatnot that Morissette was doing that was very much Ariana. Like note for note, run for run, like it was very much emulated off of Ariana. And I'm pretty sure this was around the time when the movie was released. I think I saw somewhere here that it was some sort of Disney event happening, so it's probably just the frame of reference she had in her head. But like I said, her vocals were good, his vocals were good. There was nothing bad about their vocals. It just wasn't the most inventive rendition I've ever heard in my life. It wasn't the newest take I've ever heard all my life, and I don't care for the instrumentation. I personally would have just rather them keep something similar to the original Celine Dion People Brides, and I keep coming back to that because that version is everything in life as far as I'm concerned, and you can't beat it. And when you try to change it, it doesn't quite do it for me. So, and this is just my personal opinion as far as the music goes. Other people may love the musical arrangement on that, and that's completely up to them. My personal opinion, I don't care for this particular musical arrangement with that percussion in the background giving this sort of mid-tempo swing. It's just not my thing. I prefer it being a very slow, tender ballad type thing. That's what I prefer. But I'm a ballad singer, you know. It's just my personal preference. But their vocals were great, and Morissette, she looked gorgeous. I loved her dress. I loved her dress more than I loved Emma Watson's dress in the actual film. That was one of my number of gripes I had with that live action film. I hated Emma Watson's yellow ball gown dress because it looked so cheap and plain, and I'm like, y'all got this Disney multi-million-dollar budget, and this is the dress y'all gonna give her? Like, I get it, she didn't want to be corseted in. You don't have to be corseted in. You still could have given me some volume. The little, glitter detail applique they had there towards the bottom, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. The fabric of it looked cheap. Like, I didn't care for that dress. So Morissette's dress here with all the embellishments from what I could see, it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. She looked stunning, and she sounded great. She sounded great. He sounded great. Yeah, that sounded great. So I'm going to, at some point, listen to the other duet she had of this with the other gentleman, and fingers crossed that it's musically closer to the original version that I like versus the updated version. But either way, I'm sure the vocals are going to be great. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Probably didn't, but whatever. But if you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications to be notified when all my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments, and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. You don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And I will see you guys in my next video. Love ya. Mwah. Before you guys go, a shout out to my amazing patrons: Lester Wilfred, Nell, Jam Val, Ollie Shell, Earl Patrick, Butch Batista, Cy, Angela Rose, Feline Dela Cruz, Anthony Gomez, Aqueous Gem, Mikey Fortiza, Helen Fitzgerald, Melody Kofi, and Anton Bach. I can't begin to express how thankful I am for your support. And if you guys would like to join us over on Patreon, the link is down in the description. I love you guys. Hey guys, don't forget to check out the playlist on my channel for all of your favorite reaction videos. We've got playlists for Morissette Amon, Kelly Clarkson, Katrina Velarde, Tori Kelly, and more, so be sure to check them out.